So, with Sonic Prime scheduled to come out next year on Netflix, you know, one of its premises, or its main premise, I should say, is it deals with a shattered multiverse. And, you know, the fact that Sonic has to go throughout all these different worlds, these different alternate universes, realities, and try to fix it. Basically try to fix what has been damaged, most likely by Dr. Eggman. So, the reason I bring this up, basically, is due to the fact that on Tuesday night, we saw the season finale of Marvel Studios' Loki series on Disney+. And the main premise there, along with a series that came out, prior to it, two series before, which was WandaVision. The one primary objective on both, but mostly with Loki, was the multiverse. And the fact that with the multiverse, there's different versions of characters in existence. Sometimes they're just slight alterations, sometimes, they're the same, stuff like that. But at the end of Loki, pretty much the multiverse was put into chaos, or at least beginning to go into chaos. In other words, we're starting to see different multiverse, opening up, basically gateways, and I would assume gateways and stuff opening up. Because of the fact that we're supposed to get different variations of the villain Kang throughout the MCU, starting with this multiverse, going in the direction that it's going in. And like I said, the reason I bring this up is because Sonic Prime deals with Sonic trying to fix the multiverse, or his multiverse anyway, and encountering different incarnations of characters, like a different Amy Rose, or different variations of Amy, Tails, Blaze, maybe the Freedom Fighters like Sally, Bunny, Antoine, Knuckles, all kinds of possibilities. And it got me thinking, that eventually, when this is all said and done, this Kang saga, which is not supposed to go as long as the Thanos one did, it got me thinking, inevitably we're going to meet the Kang. We're going to meet, the Kang that is the most narcissistic, evil, destructive variant of all the Kangs there is. Basically the one that, from what was told in the finale, caused everything to go awry because he wanted to rule, and all the other Kangs saw that as a possibility as well, and followed suit and started fighting with each other and stuff like that. So, it got me wondering, inevitably we're going to meet the Kang, the one that originally started this, the one that the Kang in the finale of Loki warned us pretty much about, or at least along with various others, but warned us specifically about that one. So, you have to ask yourself, if Sonic Prime is going to be a series that, if Sonic Prime is going to be a series that basically deals with the multiverse a little bit, or a lot, I should say, and Sonic saving it, you have to ask yourself the question of, who's behind all of this happening. I mean, we know potentially it's going to be Eggman that causes it, but is it going to be the same Eggman that causes it, that is revealed as being the one behind it, or is it going to be someone different? Like, are we going to meet, the Eggman, like the most dastardly evil of Eggmans behind it? Or are we going to meet potentially, an evil version of Sonic that caused all this to happen? These are good questions to ask. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that watched, like I said, the Loki series all the way through, that are looking forward to Sonic Prime and knowing the similarities in story are probably wondering the same thing, like, you know, who's going to be revealed as the person truly behind the entire situation with the shattered multiverse being as it is in Sonic Prime. You know, who's going to be revealed at the end as the ultimate bad, if you will, as the ultimate, you know, evil, the one that's truly behind it all. You know, is it, you know, like I said, the Eggman that Sonic fights that causes this? You know, will he be revealed? Will it be a more evil version of Eggman, like, let's say Eggman Nega, if you will? Or is it going to be an evil version of Sonic? Who knows? And you have to wonder to yourself that depending on, you know, how we get from point A to point B with Sonic Prime in the multiverse scenario, you got to wonder if whoever they encounter at the end is going to be like the Kang we saw in Loki's finale. Like, they're going to be, you know, somebody that, you know, kind of knows everything, you know, that has been and everything that will be, at least to a certain point. You know, you have to wonder that. You have to, you know, ask yourself that question. Because I was playing around with the idea in my mind last night, not last night, but the other night, when I was watching bits of the finale for Loki, and I was thinking to myself, man, if Sonic's going to encounter all these different versions of himself, of Tails, of Amy, Knuckles, Blaze, Eggman, like I said, potentially Sally and the Freedom Fighters, you know, you have to wonder that when they finally encounter the person behind all this, if there is somebody, and whether it's a more evil version of Eggman, whether it's an evil Sonic, or whatever the case may be, and they end up like this Kang here, being someone that knows all and sees all, you know, that has been and will be, you gotta wonder if they're gonna go a route to where potentially this person behind everything that Sonic and his friends have to fix, you know, is going to point out that, yeah, all of you are here to save the multiverse and put it back together and thus save your worlds, except there's a wild card in your group. And that to me was something I was pondering when I was thinking about, you know, a similar scenario that could take place in Sonic Prime. Because we know Sylvie, all her intention, all her goal was to kill the person behind all this craziness, without, you know, without even considering the ramifications that would take place, you know, because of her actions. And we saw the ramifications start to unfold because of her actions. And you have to wonder if maybe they'll follow a similar scenario with Sonic Prime. You know, if whoever they encounter points out that, yeah, all of you are here to save the multiverse and your worlds along with it, except there's a wild card in your group that wants to do more than that. And my my guess basically was, you know, just playing around with it, is, you know, since there's a possibility that Sally could show up and maybe join the group in saving the multiverse, what if she turns out to be the wild card? But then the question would be, why would she be the wild card? Well, I think the honest answer would be the fact that, you know, when you look at all the various stories that she's been involved in, from the comics and even the cartoons and all that, it's always like she always seemed to want to put that princess title she had second or third to not just her mission, but, you know, living a regular life and having fun and going on adventures. So, you know, you have to wonder if we were to get a similar scenario, if that would be the case with Sally. If Sally, and again, I played with this in my mind, you know, if she would be that wild card, and that not only is she there to save the multiverse in her world, but maybe she's only there because perhaps there's a catch, like there's a ruling that states that if maybe someone of royal blood proves, proves, the worth, by being more than just, a prince or a princess, that perhaps by proving the worth by doing some kind of heroic deed like saving a planet or a universe, that perhaps they could perhaps forfeit, or just, no, well, I wouldn't say forfeit, but supersede. Yeah. Anyways, you have to wonder if maybe that heroic deed done by someone of royal blood would allow them the opportunity to maybe, forfeit being, forfeit being, like the next in line, like being the next queen, or basically forfeit and give up the current title of prince or princess, because they've proven that they can be more than that. That they can prove they have basically proven the worth that they don't need to be royalty or something. Or maybe the catch is, she wants to save the multiverse and the world and her world, but by doing so it'll allow her to change her destiny. Like maybe in her mind she's figured out that if she does this, it'll change, her destiny, so that she doesn't have to become, like, let's say, the next queen of her planet. It's just something I was thinking about in my mind, like, what if, we get a similar scenario, and the person they encounter acknowledges why they're there, but then points out there's a wild card, and that wild card is Sally, who wants to not only save the multiverse and the world, but by being there, it also allows her a chance to either perform a heroic deed that allows her to give up her title of royalty so she can, go off and have her adventures and be with her friends, or it allows her to somehow change her destiny and, thus make sure she doesn't have to become the next in line to the throne. Who knows? But it really got me, but yeah, that Loki finale, after the aftermath and everything of it, along with somewhere we got in WandaVision, really got me thinking of, could we get something similar? Because it is a possibility. It is a true possibility when you think about it, because Sonic Prime has to deal with, like I said, Sonic, saving the multiverse and everything. So, you have to wonder if perhaps, what we got in the finale of Loki, we might get something similar in, Sonic Prime. But we'll have to see. We will have to see what they have planned. But it's interesting to speculate and wonder, if you know what I mean. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. Let me know what your thoughts are in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video, and I will talk to you later. But it does make you wonder. It does make you speculate exactly, perhaps, the fact that Sonic Prime could give us something similar like what they did with Loki. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below, and I am out.